What's going on, guys and girls? Stewie here, back again with another video. And today I've got a little special guest. Her name is Christina. And I am going to be very controversial. Because she's not going to want me to say this. But I generally believe... I'm going to say you are the fastest fan, or biggest fan to Mr. Charlie Simpson. Welcome, Christina. How are you?
Yeah. The fastest is probably
the fastest,
accurate.
That's what I was so fascinated by, was just, so Christina approached me at the first Newcastle Busted show. Are you that YouTuber? And I was just like, oh, this is the first time this has happened to me, and I got really nervous. And then you told me your story about everything, and I was just like, wow, that was really fast. And I was just intrigued. And ever since then, we've talked. And I wanted to get you here to chat about everything because it was so interesting. So,
I was really nervous to like approach you as well, because obviously like you're a massive fan and like in the fandom and stuff, and I was still figuring everything out then, because Newcastle 1 was it's the middle of the second week.
Yes.
So I was still, and that was my 1, 2, 3, 4. That was my 5th show.
Yeah.
So I hadn't I still was kind of figuring everything out and trying to suss everyone out and stuff, but everyone's like been so like, this fandom is such a chill one. I love it so much.
It is. Apart from the fight between Busted and McFly fans, that can be a bit controversial as well.
Yeah,
but
that's not my zone. My area is the other side of it.
Yeah,
the other band.
well,
because I rolled around the whole tour with this, and Matt actually was like, Charlie was like, wait, how did you get that hoodie? Because he knows as well when I became his fan.
Yeah.
He was like, how did you get that hoodie? And I was like, babe, this is not my first rodeo. And Matt was like, what's the hoodie? And then he looked at it and he was like, oh, the other band.
Right. Yeah.
And then he said, oh, I love that band too. And he's actually going on Friday. So
really? Oh wow. See, you know more than me.
Yeah.
Oh no, he did it on an Instagram live, didn't he?
Yeah, he's so excited. He loves FIGHTSTAR. So
he loves Peter Your Target. I know that for a fine fact, which was my first love of it for a FIGHTSTAR song. It was the first one that drew me in. And we'll get into FIGHTSTAR in a bit, though. Please explain. Okay. So you met me on the Wednesday. Was it a Wednesday? I can't remember.
It was Wednesday. Yeah.
It was a Wednesday.
It was a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Let me get my spreadsheet out.
Yes, get your spreadsheet out. So, if anyone doesn't know, Christina went to every single Busted show. Busted? Almost. Which one?
Almost. So I did all but 3.
I thought you went to every single one.
No, so I did all of the Hanson ones. And then I did 2 recce's on the 5 dates before.
Right. Okay.
So I missed Plymouth, I missed Bournemouth, and I missed Swansea, but I did every single other one. And then I also did Prism.
So you even went to Ireland?
Yeah, of course.
Wow. I was going to guess which one's there, and I was going to guess Ireland, but so you missed the first one because that was Plymouth, definitely, wasn't it?
Yeah, I missed day 1. I actually went to go see McFly and Pub in the Park, because I was gutted I wasn't going on tour yet.
Right.
And then I did Cardiff 1, and then I missed like the 2 in between, and then I went to Brighton because obviously I'm from London, so it's easy to get down to Brighton.
You sure?
And then obviously once Hanson was on, I was there. Like I was always going to be doing all of them.
To be fair, I can't even think of the band that was supporting instead of Hanson beforehand, because I remember when they announced it, you obviously had on the post or whatever you want to call it, had like asterisks to say which ones Hanson were on, and I can't even remember now what the other band was because they're only on for a few shows.
So it was always Soap, as they're now called, and then
Tyne,
they had
they were called the Tyne, and can I just say, you know why they're called the Tyne?
Because Ryan used to be from up where you're from.
Yeah, Newcastle upon Tyne.
Yeah. But then they said, because Ryan moved south when he was a little boy, and then they kind of had a lineup change, so the other boys are all London boys.
Right.
So they just were like, that doesn't vibe with us, and then that's why they changed their name, and they were actually talking about changing their name like on tour.
Right.
But yeah, it's taken a while, but Soap makes sense for me now. It did not for a time,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, my kid loves that band. But they were always on, and then Henry Moody did 3 dates, and Wolf did 2 dates, and that's why I went to Brighton, is because I wanted to see Wolf again, because I saw them at Charlie's Lion Fest. But we'll get all into all of that later.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah.
So you went to most of them. Um.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I went so including Prism, I did 24.
Yes. Let's ask a really hard question. Which one was the best one?
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna say my prediction. It's gonna be the one with Ed Sheeran. It's got to be. To me, the way it happened, I was like,
I actually knew that was gonna happen.
Did you? Oh, she knows.
Yeah. So, I knew that they were trying to do it because when Isaac Hansen has had a few drinks, he likes to tell secrets. And that was one of the secrets I knew. So I found out in Nottingham 3, after that show, um, because I was asking, because basically Chris was over, well, Dashboard was over for their tour, and Last London was like an in-between date. And Hanson are really good friends with Chris off of Dashboard. And I was just like, Isaac, is Chris coming down to sing Everything I Knew? Like, I would love that. That would be so cool. And he's like, oh no, Chris isn't coming. But he's like, oh, does he have a free date? And I was like, he's like, no, 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 I don't think he's coming. I know who they're getting. They're going to have Ed Sheeran come. And I was like, okay. And he's like, but don't tell me, because they're not going to know until the day of, if it's actually happening or not, until he walks in the room.
Right.
They're going to
Okay.
not know.
So you.
It was kind of one of those things.
Wow.
But it was really cool. Like that was a really special moment. Liverpool was, the energy was just next level, because that was the day they found out they got #1.
Yes, of course. I forgot about that. How did I forget?
So, but I'm actually gonna say, like, Newcastle 2 was pretty fucking sick. Sorry, I
It's
swear a
fine.
lot.
It's fine.
You have to bleep that. You
It's
can
fine.
bleep me.
Yeah.
So Newcastle 2 was really, really like special. My birthday show, which was Bridlington, was also special, but like for weird reasons, because like it was a birthday show, but also the venue was really little, and it just was really hot, and it just felt like a tiny gig in the
Yeah.
middle of like all these massive arena gigs, so
Yeah.
that was kind of fun. Um, uh, I love going to Scotland no matter what. Like the Scottish shows are awesome. Their energy is next level.
Yeah.
And then it's the same with the Irish shows. So both Irish shows were just like, if if you ask anyone that goes to see shows in the UK, like you just know that like Scottish crowds, Irish crowds, they're just they have a particular energy. And they have like they both have songs that they always sing back to whoever it is. So anytime you see anyone in Scotland, you know, you're
Yeah.
always going to be singing that song. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like here we. So and that's kind of, it's just a vibe. So, but I got that vibe off of Newcastle as well. So I was like, you know, maybe it's just a northern, like the more north you go.
Yeah. Because obviously I did both nights. The first one was James's
Mhm.
birthday, which was
Oh
really
yes,
cool.
so yes, and that was fun too.
Yeah,
Like that was cool too.
He was like, he didn't know what was going to
That's my
happen.
birthday.
He was so surprised,
Mhm.
which was really cool. Everyone sang
Yeah.
happy birthday. But the second night, I generally believe it was because it was a Saturday too.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know why a weekend
Yeah.
everyone wants to be up, have a drink, have a good time, and that was the
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
Newcastle show that went up for sale. Then I did the Wednesday beforehand,
Mhm.
so that sold out fast. Some people, not just were from Newcastle, probably travelled everywhere to get there because it was a weekend, not taking time off work.
Yeah,
and stuff.
exactly. Like
So-
you could. Yeah.
That was my thought about it, but it was really
Yeah.
good. And there, Charlie wasn't very well. I don't know if you remember. He wasn't very well was it a night
The
before?
night before.
And he didn't sing a few
Yeah,
songs, like some parts of songs, but he
I
did
do
really
remember. It
well.
was traumatic.
Yeah, and at the
I
end
thought
when
he was gonna die in front of me.
yeah,
He
and then
looked like he was gonna die. It was scary.
yeah, and at the end I remember very well where they normally go around the catwalk to the front of the. I'm gonna call it OFG zone because that's what they used to call it, not a wow pit.
Yeah.
He stayed at the front and moshed out instead, so you can tell he wasn't, very well. Like you said, you warned me beforehand. But then I met him on the Monday at HMV and I asked how he was, and he says, "Yeah, I'm better now. Thanks for asking." So,
And also he absolutely leveled it because someone on that gig as well, because someone threw
water.
their beer on stage,
It was
or
beer.
was it
No,
water?
no,
Yeah,
it might have been beer, but it was
it was a beer.
over my head, straight over. And
Yeah,
I think it was the one
yeah,
behind me. She was so drunk and she kept bashing
yeah.
at me back. She asked, "Can I be where you are?" I was like, "No, I've queued up
And you're
all
like,
day to
no,
be there."
why?
And people even tell her to fuck off, and she
Mhm.
just wouldn't stop screaming and bashing the back of me back. And yeah, it was her. She threw it all, and then he slipped, and he did say he hurt
Yeah,
himself from it.
yeah, and also then that was when. So not at that gig, she didn't get any repercussions, but anyone else that was trying to do anything or throw anything on the stage, they all got they were all like taken out of the WoW pit.
So
I
they
saw
should.
that happen throughout the rest of the tour,
So they
which
should.
is fair play.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't be throwing like things on the stage. Yeah, basically. So the night before in Nottingham, he was extremely ill and I thought he was gonna die. That actually got really scary because he kept having to go off the stage,
Yeah.
and you could tell he was vomiting, and he came back like more and more pale, but he just like beasted it. I don't know, he's like superhuman. And then oh yes, I missed. Actively chose not to go to the festival. I almost did because I was like, how fun would that be to do two in
Oh,
a day?
the Radio 1 one. Yeah. Radio 2,
Yeah,
sorry. Yeah, BBC Radio 2. I remember that, yeah.
yeah. So I almost did that one, but I ended up not doing it because I was like, you know what, Hanson's not going to be there, and then they ended up being there, and I was like,
You know what it is?
and
Didn't they
the
come by?
completionist in me.
Yeah, I know.
That was a surprise. I was just like,
I
oh no.
know. But
So
didn't they fly by a helicopter to get back to Newcastle that day on the Saturday?
no, they came in the buses. We
Really?
were inside. Yes, they didn't even sound check, but that's because they had already left the set. I don't think the Utilita Arena in Newcastle had anyone
Yeah.
before, so I think they kind of left everything, or I don't know, but they didn't sound. I saw the buses go in, like drive. We like
Uh,
saw the buses, and so they were like pretty late, and that's why they also didn't have a VIP that day
yeah, that's right.
for sale.
Because I
And
wasn't very happy they didn't have one because that was the first date they announced it and everyone else did. And I was like,
yeah,
what's
and you're
going
like,
on?
why? Yeah, you're like, why do we not get one?
Yeah.
And that it was always because of logistics. They were
Yeah,
always going to be driving
of
up.
course.
They got in like right on time as well.
Yeah.
And then because Hanson was still there, the only ones that weren't there at the festival was Soap. So like Soap had already come up there, so they had done their like, I guess they'd tested the whole PA sound
Yeah.
with just Soap probably. But yeah, they didn't do a sound check because like we were being let in as the buses went by,
Right. Okay.
and I was like,
I thought they flew, but what I was going to
yeah,
say
I
is
mean they could
if
have done, but
yeah, if you did fly, sorry, if they did fly, if this is what I thought, then how you would have been touched go trying to get back as fast as possible to get to Newcastle. Do you know what I mean? It might have been a rush for you to get
yeah,
there
so
as
it would
well.
have been, it would, yeah, so it was logistically possible. I did look at it. It just would have been a faff, and like
Really?
it was an ordeal getting up to Bridlington, and like I was just like, this is gonna be, it could, like, if it could be like that. And Manchester 2 was an ordeal to get up to as well because it was like a train strike day. Yeah, so I mean, when you're touring, you're always gonna have stuff like that.
Yeah, of course.
So, but like they were all great.
Yeah, as well as
I
saying,
loved every single one.
did you enjoy the whole
So
thing?
yeah, you're like, which one was your favorite? And I just listed every single one just individually.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there was definitely special moments throughout the whole thing, and, like, one I brought my kid to that was, like, cute. One, the ones that I had, like, VIPs on were, like, special in their own way, and the ones that, the signing ones, like, that whole week, everyone was buzzing, they were nervous, they were excited, they were up for it. There's just different energies, and that's the reason why, this is not my first time following a band around. I go to see live music all the time. But I it's different every single time. It's different every even
Yeah,
even with the band like Busted that has a down pat set list. Like Hanson, I'm used to seeing them because they play different songs every time, which is why you go to so many because you're like, what if they're gonna play my song now? You know?
yeah,
But even with Busted or, or seeing someone like Bring Me that has like a production and they like have a set list that you can follow and you know exactly what's going to be played when. It's still different every single night, so
yeah,
you go to all the nights.
yeah,
Or like yourself, if you're regional, like you go to both ones in your market. So
yeah,
I'm definitely glad that they played two for you. That was like really
yeah.
cool.
I had to go to both.
And your shows were very good.
The Geordies know how to
Very
party.
good. Hmm.
um, we're kind of that was my fault. We skipped into the tour stuff. Please tell your story of how you got into Busted because it hasn't really
Oh my God.
been a year yet, has it? Or
Not even a
nearly a
year.
year, maybe. Nearly, I can't remember.
I
Um,
actually found out. I had to go. I was curious and to find out like when I actually became a fan. Um, and it's funny because because I found like messages of me and my friends, and actually it was on Hanson's message board, and I found a message of me like not being bothered and planning to just like leave after Hanson.
yeah, yeah,
You literally maybe 7 hours later being like, I'm a fan of Charlie Simpson and I will be staying. Like 7 hours later. Um, so that was on the 31st of March. So it's not even been a year
it's
yet.
not yet. It's soon though. Soon.
It is soon. It's crazy. Yeah, so basically I've alluded to it, but going back, I am a massive Hanson fan, have been a Hanson fan since I was 12 years old, when they first came out. I'm right at the correct age group for them,
Of course, yeah,
their
yeah,
age. Yeah. So like that was kind of, you know, a- and they announced that they were going to do 10 dates in the UK. And as a support act, they'd never done that before. And we were all like, what is happening? This is so weird. And having 10 shows within a 2 hour radius, it just was like, no question. Like, I was going to go to all of them.
yeah.
They did a world tour in 2022, and I did 11 dates in Germany, across Germany. I did Germany and France, Belgium, Netherlands, and then the UK. Um, so like that's kind of just always a thing.
Yeah.
I should go back and I say like I this year I've seen them in Jamaica. So and I'm gonna go in May and see them in America. So I like that's just normal for that particular fandom. I had friends come over for tour. One of my friends from Seattle came over 4 times during the Busted tour.
That's awesome.
But again, that's normal for us. So like when Hanson would see us or when we would interact with them or when it was funny when Busted would interact with Hanson and talk about us.
Yeah.
They would be like, "So you're fans?" And they're like, "Yeah, like that's normal for them. They think that that's how all fans move."
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're like, "No, we just are a
Yeah.
little more intense." Like I don't know, it's just weird. But they're so used to people traveling around for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so basically, Taylor Hanson picked up the phone. James was on the other line and said, "I want you to open for us. Like, can you do it? You're my favorite band," kind of thing. Um, and then it was really confusing because we were like, "What is happening?" And then more and more dates started being added, and then this like they everything was selling out and everything was chaos, and we've never seen. Well, actually, no, I've basically since 1997 we hadn't been in these size venues. Actually, even in 1997 they played Wembley, not even O2.
Right.
So they played Wembley Arena, not stadium. Um, so, you know, we're used to seeing them in like 300 person rooms in like Germany, or like 1,000 person
Yeah,
rooms
yeah.
in UK. So it was like that was an experience, and that, you know, we kind of approach it like this is like a, you know, once in a lifetime kind of opportunity. It's going to be fun, and you know, so we were really excited. And then as it kind of happened, uh one of my girlfriends on the group chat, you know, because all girls have group chats, I was just like, oh yeah, Hanson are opening up for this band called Busted, and everyone is British on my group chat. So they're all like, oh my God. And they went into their nostalgia of like,
Yeah.
do you remember this band? And I was like, no, because when I moved to the UK in 2004, I was 19. So I was already kind of too old for their target audience. So I think that's how I slipped under the radar. It's weird because going when we talk about FIGHTSTAR, it's gonna be like I don't know how I missed them because they're absolutely my type of music. Um, but yeah, so and one of my friends just mentioned casually, um, "Oh yeah, I do love that Charlie Simpson though. He was so good on The Masked Singer." And Hanson had done The Masked Singer, but in
Yeah,
America.
in America, yeah.
So I was like, "Oh wait, what?" And she was like, "Yeah, he just did it. He just won it." So I then went to YouTube, and the entire course of my existence changed.
I don't blame you.
Um, Yeah, I mean, so I went and I think I found on YouTube, you know, the compilation of like where they have spliced together every single
Yeah.
one of his performance and then the reveal. So you can find that, like Hanson has that as well. And it's really fun to watch that and reminisce about that. And then so I saw that, and I was just like, oh my God, this kid's voice is so good. I really like it. So then immediately I went onto Apple Music, and then I found his EP called Kifaru, which was his three, so he did 3 songs that he did on the show Mass Singer. And Kifaru is the Kenyan word for,
Yes.
or like Maasai word for rhino.
Yeah.
So anyways, um yeah, so I found that EP, and then I was listening to it, and then there was a 4th song on there. And I was like, I don't remember him singing this, and I don't know what song this is. I'm gonna have to look it up because it's so good. I'm like, this song has me like in a stranglehold. I'm obsessed with it. And the song was called "I See You."
Yeah.
And then I found out that actually it was not a cover.
It
That
was
was his
his song.
song. And
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sorry. Okay. So then I went immediately and I listened to all of his albums, his solo albums that night.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, this stuff is dope. And he's like a folk singer. Like, this doesn't make any sense because what my girlfriends were saying was like Busted were like this little boy band with guitars that used to run around in 2002 and 2004 and like wear like schoolboy ties. And I was just like, but this guy is like a folk singer. And then he was like on The Masked Singer. He sounds amazing. What is like, I was trying to work it all out. And then because I know how to fan only in one way, I basically just started learning everything that I could learn about him. And I started listening to like all of his music, and then I found out about FIGHTSTAR, and I was like, what? How did I miss this band? So I then just loved, and I love FIGHTSTAR so much. So for a very long period of time, or not, we're talking about maybe a month or so, all of April,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, like I like one of the guys in the band because I like his other band and I like his solo stuff. Um, and I still couldn't get my head around Busted's earlier stuff. I've kind of found, no, actually, that's, I still hadn't really gotten into Busted yet. And then I found out because, you know, when you start liking someone, you follow on socials.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I started following Charlie on socials, and then, you know, he would post his clips of his Patreon.
Yeah. Yeah. Which are
So
awesome, by the way. I love them.
yeah, so I joined that on the 5th of April.
Right.
Um, and then by the 8th of April, I was an annual lion. So I joined on like the entry one where you just get like the content, and then I'd consumed everything that was available on that tier. And then I was like, okay, I need more, and I'll go to the higher tier. So I immediately went to the higher tier. And then still during that whole time, I kind of was still kind of a Charlie fan, and still very excited to see him perform just because whatever.
Yeah.
But then on his Patreon, he had a version of Meet You There that was heavier and was a little bit more fast paced and a lot more the type of music that I like when I am thinking about pop punk
Yeah.
type music.
Yeah.
Um, and I was like, this is a vibe. Like, I love this. And then, like, later that month,
Yeah.
they released it,
Yeah.
and it was that arrangement,
Yeah.
and it was so dope with Neck Deep. And I was just like, if this is busted, and I'm like gonna get on board. Like, this is cool. And then, like 2 weeks later, they released My Roman Empire.
Yeah. I was about to ask. I couldn't remember. I just had a look there to see when Mbop 2.0 came out, and I didn't.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out if you were a Busted fan, then it came out, or did it come out before, and then you realized, well, you would have found out anyways.
That was that was the crux. And also, I was I was becoming a Busted fan at that point. So I was starting to interact with people on socials, finding you guys in various groups and things. And I was freaking out because I felt like I was the only person in the world that was watching Busted socials and finding when they were doing the clues for the drops.
Yeah.
They put an M down, and then the next day they put another M, and I was like, are you kidding me right now? Because I knew that they were going to do one with Hanson, because it would just be like a missed opportunity if they didn't.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I knew they were going to do one with Hanson, and I had actually asked, this is the thing. So I asked, because I had just seen Isaac in May. That May, I went to Tulsa for Hanson Day.
Yeah.
And I just seen him, and I was grilling him, and I was like, can you just let me know what you're going to do with them? He's like, I'm not allowed to tell you. And I was like, okay, fine. Because I was trying to work out how they were going to do the greatest hits, because we didn't know. We didn't know if it was just going to be the first 2 albums. We thought it might have been all 4. So I was like, okay, well, did James write it or did Charlie write it? Because I was thinking, like, are you guys going to do Y? Or, you know what I mean? Like, something cool. Because I was like, really, then I liked all the Charlie songs. Like, that's my Busted gateway was like, oh, When Day Comes Night and Y, and like, all of those are my vibe. But yeah, so I was like, and then Isaac turned to me and he's like, neither, I wrote it. And I was like,
oh, here we
what?
go.
What? And I was so confused. But then I saw the M, and then like things started clicking. Then I saw the second M, but then there was the third M on a pansy. And for a Hanson fan, pansies mean umbop. That's what. So the flower that the final M was on.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were like, no, 3 M's is 3,000 in Roman numerals. And I was like, I'm telling you right now, straight up and down, they're going to be doing umbop. They're like, no, they're not doing a cover. And I was like, I can bet anyone 5 million pounds, and I will tell you it's umbop. And no one believed me because I was like the only like little bridge, like the only person that knew all the clues. And I was like, and there's rollerblades, and there's all of these things that are, about that video. And I was just like, oh my God, that's crazy. And then I was like, that's going to be so fun. And I was so ecstatic because I knew Hanson only had 30 minutes. And I was like, oh my God, now they don't have to play umbop in their set. They can play 6 or 7 other songs, and then they can still come on and play umbop with Busted, and it'll be so good.
Sorry, just to interrupt you. That was really, really funny because we knew it was going to happen. But generic fans that turned up for Busted and Hanson around me when Hanson came off the stage for their set, they were like, where's umbop? I remember a few people behind
but also,
me.
like, but did you not
like
hear their album. Yeah, that was so weird. And that happened every night. Then they're like, "Oh, boo, they didn't play Umbop." I'm like, "They're going to.
Just give it a
Obviously, they're
chance.
going to. Just like they're going to, and they're gonna play the Fast Eddie version."
Yeah,
Yeah. So, and
that.
that was my favorite
So
of every single night.
I think I know the answer to this, but which version do you prefer then?
2.0 actually is my favorite
Is it?
version of Umbop. There've been that's like the 12th version that has existed, but that's actually quite a risque answer
That's what I
from a
say.
Hanson fan. Yeah.
Controversial question, but I had to ask it.
Yeah, to be fair, like I actually don't love their first album as much as it's really nostalgic, but it's not like as far as Hanson fans go, I'm a bit of an outlier in the sense that I'm not like riding hard for that album still. But again, it's like Champagne Problems. I go and see them a lot, so they've played that a lot, so I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
we
get it.
cannot play it.
Yeah,
And that was an argument that I've been having with them pretty much the whole time because I interviewed them for their podcast in the run up to this tour. And because their community manager is not stupid, she was like, if anyone is going to interview them for this particular topic, it's got to be Christina because she was watching and everyone was watching my like fandom of Busted like
yeah,
grow and grow and grow. And I would proselytize, I evangelize, that's just how I would do it. And it was just funny because, we would just, yeah. Anyway, so I was talking to them about the set lists and the type of songs that I kind of thought that they should be playing. And they were figuring it out every single night and they kept figuring it out. And I don't know if yeah. So they go based on, their reactions from the crowd. And a lot of people liked I Will Come to You, and it's a good song. It's a great song, actually, but I was not a fan that they would play it every night. But they liked it because they were like, but everyone puts the lights on. I'm like, you can ask them to put lights on any
and they
song, and they
will.
will put the lights on.
Yeah,
Can you just not play, a
yeah,
funeral song or a church song or
yeah,
whatever, like,
yeah,
because it just brings the energy. But they love the dynamics, like they're when you're a band and you're so set in your ways
oh, yeah,
and you have like a 90-minute show and they love the high and dark like the high and low and the quiet
yeah,
moment, but they also have other songs that do that
yeah,
that might have been good in those rooms. But like then I talked to other people that aren't as like so hyper focused or had seen them a million times and they thought that their whole set was great.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I don't know what I'm talking. I'm just, I would just really wanted them to play two songs that they ended up not playing, but that would have been fantastic. And like more rockier and kind of heavier and stuff.
yeah. So
A really rocky album that they should have featured more.
yeah,
But
some from Umbop 2.0 got released. That was it? Totally set,
that was
busted,
kind
the
of
whole thing. Every song coming out after that.
well, I had already at that point I was watching your reviews because I was trying to learn as much about the band as possible. So I went back and I watched like all of your videos. I was just trying to suss it out because again, because I fan in a particular way and I'm so used to having other fandoms that kind of are present.
Yeah,
Busted's fandom wasn't. It was, and now it very much is, and it's
yeah,
thriving, and it's cool. And I think the tour absolutely had a resurgence of
100%,
the
100%.
hardcore fans or the people that realize they can still like all these fun things and still be an adult and do fun stuff. But yeah, so I was looking for the fans. I was trying to find you, and that's what I was doing. I was just, I couldn't find anyone, and we just didn't know how you guys toured, how like if you queued and all of this stuff. So we were just. That's kind of the other reason why I had booked a couple of shows before Hanson started because it was for Recce. Like I even have them listed as Recce on my spreadsheet.
Yeah,
So, but then in the end, like by the time tour started, I was full on.
yeah,
But actually, I still was kind of a Charlie stan even before tour started. So I was just excited to go to the shows, and I liked the songs, and I loved the album and stuff, but I think I kind of as I started seeing the other two's personalities, I was like, "Okay, I can see why this works, and I see why everyone loves it." And now I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm a full-on Busted fan, just like I'm a full-on FIGHTSTAR fan. But
yeah.
I was a FIGHTSTAR fan before I was a Busted fan for sure. It just all happened super quickly.
I want to get a petition out to get Eddie to join that group as well because I think he's got good crack.
Oh
He's got
yeah,
good
for
banter.
sure. Well, I mean, I consider him to be part of the band for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely. Like, yeah,
Um,
there was photos behind, like, backstage and stuff that released on socials, and it's just like I'm glad he's part of it, and he enjoyed
yeah,
it
and he
all.
was so nice,
He
and
is.
he
He's
was
such a
like
nice
really
guy.
good and gracious and just like yeah, I think the way that they and having learned everything about, about their journey, and it was so similar to Hanson's journey, and now they're independent and they're kind of doing what they actually have always wanted to do, and
Yeah,
they're able to now, and it's just you can see how creative they're all able to be and how happy they are, and that's just what you want, and now
heartwarming,
they're
isn't it?
making proper pop
Yeah,
yeah, like, they're making proper pop punk music, they've got Jordan Fish involved, and it's just like, it's gonna be this new album, I can't I've got a lot of high expectations, like, I mean, even, like, so Carl Baum was involved in the Greatest Hits album,
yeah.
so I think that he might be involved as well in this new album, I hope, because he is also amazing, he just did a cracker with Sleep Token's most recent album.
Yeah.
It's just and then he used to do all of FIGHTSTAR's stuff, so it's gonna like, that's kind of it's good that they're, like, actually gonna be, like, a proper like, a pop punk band like they always wanted to be.
Yeah.
Um, and that's I love it. And I loved, The Faster Meet You There. And I know some of the OG fans feel a certain type of way about the kind of changing of the 2.0s or the hits versions I should say.
Yeah.
But I love listening to the hits versions.
I do. I've obviously went back and listened to the hit. I prefer the hits over the originals for sure, 100%.
Yeah, for sure, because that's how they wanted it to be. And
Yeah,
Charlie made the drums the way that he'd always wanted it to be. And
yeah.
what I mean, like it was just
I get annoyed now. Like the Busted are still on the radio everywhere, and they're
yeah.
still playing the originals. I'm like, no, play the new ones.
Yeah,
But
and the new ones exist.
I
It's just
know.
like play the new ones. But yeah. Like they even at like Charlie's DJ sets, they still play the old like child voices
Yeah,
ones, and you're like, that happens with me and Hanson. Like I don't like hearing the child voices when I know that adult voice versions exist. So I'm just
exactly.
like, can we just have them what they sound like now?
Yeah, the
Um,
husky
and
voice.
that's kind of yeah.
Yeah,
So when all of the 2.0s were coming out, and we were getting drip fed, I think we got a song every 2 weeks or every month or something like that for a little while. That's kind of when I was like, okay, I'm definitely gonna like feel the vibe of this, and I was getting into everything. And then Charlie announced that he he was doing Lions Fest, and I was like, I'm gonna get to see him before
yeah,
the tour. That's amazing. And that was probably one of the best concerts I've ever been to in my entire life.
yeah.
He played for oh yeah, it was like four. He played two sets, like one acoustic and one full band, and then he had Wolf play in between his sets, and
Awesome.
it was next level. It was so good, and I was just excited because I actually got to hear a lot of the songs that I really love, which is his solo stuff, and that's what he plays the least. So,
Yeah, yeah, of course.
um, yeah. But I'm so excited, and I genuinely thought, like, I can't believe I'm obsessed with this band, Fight Star. Like, they're genuinely my favorite band, and I'm never gonna see them live,
I
just because
know.
I know that because the other guys are in Gunship, and they've got that going on, and Charlie's like, real invested and busted now, and I'm
Yeah,
just like, oh, I'm never gonna see it. And then they announced, but also I knew that a 20th anniversary was coming up, so I was like, there's a
maybe,
chance. Maybe.
maybe.
And then yeah. And
Uh,
then, Charlie kept saying it,
quick question before
but
we
you
get on.
never know.
Yeah, definitely. Quick question before we get on a fight style, which we'll get into. Favorite Busted song?
My favorite busted song,
Yep.
Okay, so God tier is these are all kind of tied, but it's why
Yeah.
When Day Turns to Night, um, Without You, um, and Thinking of You actually.
Thinking of You is really, really good. I really like Thinking
And
of
my
You.
favorite album is Night Driver.
I thought it would be. Yeah.
10 out of 10, 100%.
Did you listen to Halfway There? Did you
Yes.
like it? Well, of course you listened. Did you like it at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I like it. And I get why OG Busted fans, that's their favorite album because it's like adult voices but more pop punk, but
Yeah.
I think even the newer album, the fifth album is going to be even more
Yeah.
pop punk if
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah, I liked it, but it wasn't really my I don't know why. Like Night Driver is just an album. I love albums that cuz I'm an old school music listener. I'm older.
Yeah.
So I like listening to albums as a whole, like
Yeah.
in a row.
Yeah.
So and Night Driver is absolutely one of those albums where you can put it on and you can listen to it all the way through because it's like a full story.
Yeah.
So I don't do playlists too much. Even like I have a sleep token playlist and it's just the albums in order
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
in a row. So, that's kind of how I do these things.
I
So,
think we're halfway there for me. I was so hyped for it. It was what we OG Busters fans have always wanted, kind of thing.
wanted. Yeah.
Because obviously they're all in the UK were like, named as the boy band back in the day, and I was like, this is what,
Yeah.
And it was Shipwrecked and Atlantis did it for me, and I was just like, yep, this is the OG for me. And there's a few songs on there questionable. Like, I'm not a big fan of Race to Mars. Looking back, it's really
I
annoying.
actually like Race to Mars, but and Shipwrecked was like that was a grower for me. I
Yeah.
wasn't because it was so it just felt like an advert, but like it was because I think when I first heard the song, I watched the video.
Oh, see,
And I was
yeah,
like,
yeah. I
yeah.
listened to when the
So
album
I
came
was
out, and
just
the
like,
video came out later. So
yeah, so I think it was just like interesting because obviously I was consuming everything kind of at once.
yeah,
And it was just like a lot of stuff. But like I love 90s. I love radio. I
radio's
love
good.
like like I
Nostalgia.
loved that. Yeah, and nostalgia. I do love that album and I actually wish that we had more. I kind of hope that we're gonna hear some of those songs this summer. I was absolutely gutted we didn't have any more like even just Night Drive. Well, actually no,
They did
I
do
did get to hear Night
Coming
Driver.
Home.
They did Coming Home once,
Yeah,
for me.
yeah,
They did it twice. They did it in Plymouth and they did it in Cardiff, but, and then they tried to claim that that the audience fell flat, and I was like, "It didn't," but fine, whatever. Yeah, so basically they just wanted to keep it, like, vibes,
it's fair.
which is fine. So and I was excited that they did Coming Home because I loved that album, and I
Yeah.
love Coming Home.
Easy's my
And
favorite. I love Easy. It's just
yeah, Easy is such a great song too. Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Um,
But Thinking of You is yeah, that's like I wish I went on that tour. Like, because I also then consumed everything. I went to and I've seen the Pigs Can Fly tour DVD probably like 100 times.
yeah,
Preparing for the show because I was trying to prepare to see what they were like and they were they still were even more different. It was just
yeah.
interesting because
They're like they were enjoying themselves more this time round than
yeah.
the Pigs Can Fly.
Oh, for sure. For sure they were.
I missed the Night Driver tour. I don't know why. I just didn't go. I love the
Did
album.
they not go up?
No, they were in Newcastle. They went to an O2 Academy, an academy show, a smaller venue, which that's what they did for Halfway There. They did an arena tour for Halfway There. They did 2 small shows, which like added extras later, which was Newcastle and Southampton, I believe. But the Night Driver one, I didn't go. I don't know why. I really don't know why I didn't go, but I missed out on that. It would have been a different sort of gig with all the music. It'd be more of it, obviously.
Well, because they had like all the synths and stuff and all that.
The stage looked atmospheric, like synth atmospheric, and I would love to go to the Royal Albert Hall when they did Night Driver because listen to like, did they do Lose a Kid with a saxophone?
Yeah, I think so.
And
yeah.
that was so different but so good. But yeah, I missed out on the Night Driver. I don't know why. But I'll not miss out again. That's for sure.
that's kind of how I feel. And that was another thing as well. It was, I'm just catching up, making up for lost time and stuff. And then I only know how to fan one way. So, me going to a ton of shows, I know for someone in the Busted fandom is crazy or unheard of. But now I'm seeing a lot more Busted fans messaging me, and they're like, "How many are you going to this summer? I've got 9 booked." And like, you know what I mean? Like they're so excited, and
Yeah,
it's like we can do this. We can go and actually enjoy ourselves and like the music that we like
yeah.
and go and see, our favorite band. And I've got friends coming over that went over for Hanson that are coming back over and seeing Busted this summer. So
It's awesome.
the States.
I'm very I haven't got a ticket yet to any of the summer shows yet. I don't know why. See, that's what I'm saying. It's the same thing the Night Driver thing before. It's like, I don't know why I haven't bothered. I could easily do one. I should really get the one for Sutherland, the Cubics. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, do that one. That's a Saturday as well.
yeah. It is.
Stu, you're doing it. You know you're gonna go to that one.
I'll have to go and purchase one.
The problem is I- I'm just waiting. I've got too many bands now. That's the other issue.
Yeah, there's more and more getting
Um,
added to the library.
yeah, too many are being added, and too many are dealing with stuff. Okay, so yeah, I've got too many bands, and I'm trying to figure out, is everyone's drip feeding for some reason?
Mm,
Even Busted are like drip feeding their schedule. I don't know what's fully done yet. So I have decisions to make. And yeah.
yeah,
Just like so I have download booked. You should come to download.
I
That would be
know.
fun.
I know. I saw the lineup when Buster got announced, and I was like, oh my god! And my drummer, my band's not a big Busted fan because he's more of a heavy metal fan, and he's bought tickets before they even got announced. Like, for fuck's sake! Now I'm gonna go and see them.
Oh,
I wish. I
oh.
know. I wish I did. I'm really gutted. I don't think I'm gonna make it at all. The download, which is guttering. I wanted to go to when they did Glastonbury
Oh yeah.
as a secret guest.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, that looked awesome! Like the tent where everyone was crowded outside watching them.
Yeah.
I missed out on
That'd
that
be
as
kind of
well.
cool.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I wish.
So I'm really excited to see them at Download, and also another new band that I have, Bad Omens, are playing at they're headlining a different stage almost at the same time, but that stage there might be a couple songs I'll get to catch. So I'm gonna have to like run in the middle of 3000 like and run to the Bad Omen stage
Yeah,
and like catch and then maybe I'll get to see Dethrone.
yeah.
Different vibes, different vibes.
Different vibes,
And they'll
definitely.
be like, Charlie, can I get in your golf cart? Because I know that you're gonna want to go and see Dethrone as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Awesome. Let's talk about FIGHTSTAR.
Yes.
Are you looking forward
Okay.
to it?
I can't even describe how excited I am. It feels surreal that it's even happening. And I know it seems crazy because I didn't know about them a year ago. But they genuinely are, after Charlie's solo music, yeah, you know how I said Hanson's like my favorite band since I was 12. I've liked them for 27 years. Yeah, so everyone doing the math, that's how old I am. Um, so I was like, I can't. They're like now not even my favorite band anymore. That
Yeah.
Charlie's absolutely my favorite music maker, and then FIGHTSTAR is my favorite band, and then Sleep Token have edged in, and now we're tied with them. But I can't describe
You can't.
how excited I am for this gig.
You're gonna.
It's so
You're gonna love
it's
it.
gonna be so good.
I'll tell you my story a little bit. I feel know a little bit of how I got into them. So when Busted
Mhm.
originally split in 2000, I think it just struck 2005. I'm sure it was January 2005. Obviously went to FIGHTSTAR and I refused to listen to them. I was very upset. I was at school and my friend had an old Walkman CD player. And he was either EP or Granification. Come listen to this, and it was Peter Target. And I was like, nope. And I listened to it. I was like, in my mind, I was listening to it. I was like, it sounded all right, but I was just like, No, don't like it. And then he bought tickets to their first tour, which was at the Newcastle Academy, no Academy, the university, and
Yeah.
one of their friends couldn't make it, and he says, "Look, free show." I've actually never been to a gig in my life ever at this point, and free show if you want to come. I gotta get a
They
seat.
were your first gig?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And get to come see Charlie, and I thought, wait, I tell you what, I'll get to see someone famous in my life that I've looked up to, even when he was in Busted. And I went there, and I remember walking out, ears ringing for starters. I'll never forget it, and just fell in love from the first gig. I remember coming out, singing Grand Unification. Not obviously I didn't know the words exactly, but just the hymning it, like humming it, the rhythm. Then obviously listen to Peter Target all the time was awesome. Panox Laughter, and I just fell in love from there. And then obviously they brought One Day Sung out, saw them again, brought Be Human out, saw them again. Be Human Deluxe did another tour, saw them again. And that didn't go for Behind the Devil's Back. I was about to say Sing with the Snakes, that's the song.
You always call it that. It's so funny.
I know. It's because it's probably one of your favorite albums, FIGHTSTAR albums, but for me it's all right. It's okay. It's okay. The
But
other
it's
one,
got Dive on it.
I know.
What?
I know.
What?
I love Sing with the Snakes as well, but it's just
In Sharp Tongue. Oh my god, that album is fire.
it is good. I'm not saying it's not. It's just I prefer the others. I don't know if that's just nostalgia.
Yeah, it's a night driver of their work.
Yeah. And I didn't go on that tour, and it. I remember when Busted originally got back together, they put like image of them together, but it was like they were great. They were blacked out, just the three of them, and I was like, this can't be Charlie. He's just been on tour with FIGHTSTAR. He's just released a new album. It can't be. And then obviously, I was in such shock. But in my head, I got very. I think I did a video years ago about this, and I made some very, very harsh comments about it because I generally thought Charlie did it for the money at the time. And I regret saying that big time. But anyway, that was my FIGHTSTAR story in short. I remember when Be Human came out, that was the two I was most excited for because I really think that's a really underrated FIGHTSTAR album. A lot of people talk about it much. I love most of the songs on Be Human. I think it's amazing. But yeah, that was my little FIGHTSTAR, how I got into them. I refused to listen to them, and then got a free gig, first ever one, and walked out, fell in love.
Well, hey, that's kind of like my Busted story. I was like adamant I was gonna like leave after Hanson and like just pay whatever their price is for the front row of whatever for just the first half hour. But here we are later.
Yeah.
Following him around the country.
Right.
To random DJ sets.
Exactly. Just DJ sets.
Yep. That's me.
I can't wait to see this on a big stage. Because obviously every time I've seen it's always on me a small show, not a download or anything like that. First thing I'm thinking of before I thought this the other day, I was like, is it just gonna be a generic stage because it's a one-off gig? It's got to be just a generic stage. There's nothing special. Like appearance of the stage.
Spectacular,
yeah. Which I'm not bothered. Maybe just a massive backdrop, a FIGHTSTAR backdrop. I don't know. I'm so intrigued to find out everything. I'm intrigued to find out the set list.
I haven't even thought about this. I'm just excited to see the four of them playing music and like getting their guitars out and it's interesting because Charlie was talking about buying another 7-string and getting his other one out and stuff. But every single time I see their clips from rehearsals, he's playing his Busted.
He does, yeah. He's Strat and he's
playing his Jim Root guitars, and obviously the Jim Root guitars still suit FIGHTSTAR's music because hello, Jim Root. But yeah, so like those, but they still have the pick guards from the tour, and I'm like, when's he gonna get those refinished, or is he gonna just like have them? Because he still has the mirrored one, like obviously, like his Jim Root Telly that's his like iconic guitar. So he's obviously gonna play it. But then he even had to hit the strats in as well, and I was just like, "What?"
Yeah.
Both of them. He had the pink one and the leopard one, and I was
Yeah.
just like, "Oh my god, it's like a little blendy of whatever's happening." But yeah, so he said he's gonna buy another 7 string, but I don't know if he got ended up doing that. Um, but I'm just so excited to see their guitars, and like Omar getting his kit out and he'd be like, I've not even touched it in like 7 years. And I
It's
was
his
like, how
old
are you gonna do
it's his
how are
old
you gonna
kit as well. The red and black kit is his old kit he used as well, which looks awesome.
Yeah, exactly. He's had it for 18
And
years.
obviously
So
you got down with his bass, his Jaeger bass. You know, the Jägermeister
yes.
logo, which
Well, exactly. There
yeah,
you
there you
go.
go.
Um,
And yeah, it just nostalgia hit me when you see these rehearsals. Oh, it's just awesome. I can't.
Oh God, it's so cute. It's like it just makes me really excited. I was also like just secretly and selfishly hoping that them playing this massive gig was gonna make them want to do a bunch of little shows as well.
Yeah, I get it.
But I know that's not gonna happen now. Obviously because like Dan and Al are massively successful with Gunship. That's going really well. They just released an album. Obviously, Charlie's in the middle of recording the next Busted album, and they're doing summer shows, and they talk about wanting to do more world dates and things like that. So, um, you know, I think they're very very happy in what they're doing, and still having FIGHTSTAR is kind of like a passion side project.
Yeah,
But I'm just like, "Oh, but you're doing all of this rehearsing together. Can you just, like, also, like, write a little bit?
yeah, right a little bit. Yeah,
Do a little album, just a little side album."
yeah,
How cool would that be? I would love it. And I would absolutely go see that band. Like, no business. Um, but I will take what I can get.
yeah,
I'm gonna be so excited. I'm gonna be there with bells on. I'm gonna be just I'll probably be crying the whole time.
yeah. Mono might make me cry because that's
Oh,
my
for sure,
favorite.
like 100% mono, but like if they play overdrive, like everything, everything's so good. But I've heard Charlie sing "Paint Your Target" because he did it at Lions Fest.
Yeah,
Obviously the acoustic version, and that was next level because I'd never heard that version of it at that point. And I was just like, oh my god, this is so cool, and I
yeah.
can't wait. I would just really want to hear this band. And
S-
even then, he was like, watch this space. We might do something. We're gonna try. And I was like, okay.
So
Um,
we're not gonna sit here and do a whole set list of what we want, but maybe pick up some key songs we love that we'll want to hear. Maybe.
oh yeah, for sure. I would absolutely love, but I mean, actually, all of the ones that I really want to hear have kind of already been teased. So, Animal is like my current kind of favorite at the moment.
Yeah.
I love it. Again, it's from the album that you don't like, but
I don't like.
but
Not, whoa! I didn't say I didn't like it. I
uh,
just don't.
your least your least favorite of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
favorites. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, yeah, no. So I love Animal, and Charlie said ages ago on one of his 7 at 7 podcasts that he was definitely playing Animal. So he's been on his 7 of 7s. He's been kind of showing us. Oh, speaking of which, he didn't drop anything this weekend.
Ooh,
Hmm.
busy man. Uh,
Yeah, he's busy. But yeah, so he has been doing so he's been kind of teasing or playing like old Fight Star or going in and he just bought all of the masters back from Universal
awesome.
from LA for their first for Grand Unification. And he owns them now. So he went in and he did like a behind the song with Paint Your Target, but because obviously he didn't record it, and back in the day they used to record it on those massive,
Yeah,
big machines. So like all he had was the finished product, so he couldn't go in and just like he can isolate, but you can't just go into the
yeah,
session, like well, he has this whole thing where he, goes into his Pro Tools, and it's just like the Pro Tools screen, and he just nerds out for like an hour about, and I eat all that kind of content up. I'm obsessed. Anytime anyone's talking about music, I'm just like, I'm there for it. Um, and like, going in and talking about like the different tones of the guitars and how, yeah, anyways. But yeah, so he was just you can see him getting more increasingly excited about this gig and getting into the music and stuff and getting into more heavier stuff, which I'm so excited about.
It seems
Um,
like there's going to be a lot of behind the devil's back stuff because it seems that's the music videos they're sharing a lot at the moment as well on socials.
yeah, so, but I also don't know if they're just faking it out, because like a lot of it, yeah, I don't know. I think it has to do with what they want to play, what they're used to playing, and also kind of what their vibe is.
And a
But behind the devil's back,
celebration as well. Like it's a big celebration. So
yeah,
yeah,
of all of their whole music and all that stuff. And I think because they've been away for so long, they don't have to just do their EP and the first album necessarily.
yeah,
I would love to hear, okay, well, I mean, if I was really choosing the set list, it would just be like 6 hours of their
everything,
whole
everything.
their whole music.
Even their
But
alternative ending stuff as well.
oh God, I that's probably my favorite. Like I want to hear I want to hear their version of hide and seek,
Yeah,
because Charlie's obsessed with Imogen Heap, and I would love to see like hear that live or see that live. But
yeah.
um, yeah, so I don't know. So I'm excited to hear Animal. Obviously, I'm excited to hear Paint Your Target full band. Um, I would like to hear like Death Car. I want to
Yeah.
hear.
You
I want to
make
do
me
like the heavy
fucking
stuff.
sick, bit.
Yeah,
Just bangs
yeah,
every time. I just
so
remember
good.
seeing them back in the day, and when he just stops the crowd and then makes everyone shout at him, and it's just awesome.
Yeah,
And Death Car.
I hope Death Car, um, Amethyst. I'm excited that they teased that. They had Al teasing that, and I'm like, Al, you better play it.
Yeah.
You can't be doing stuff like this to my emotions. Mono, oh my god, it's sounding so good. I cannot wait for that.
So
Uh,
when I first like saw FIGHTSTAR first gig, they played mono, but at the time I didn't really know it, and they've only played it once since on a gig I've been to, and the only reason why they did it, they were meant to play flood, flood,
Floods, yeah.
floods. I don't know if it's S or flood there. Flood, and they couldn't fit the keyboard on the stage because it was so small. So we're going to play mono instead, and I was like, I'm happy with that. And then that was a
But
time when I loved the song, and I was just like, oh, this is so good. Um,
so I'm so excited that they're playing mono, obviously. But I also would love to hear Floods, but I don't think I'm going to. Like little things that like I think would be. It's still iconic Fight Star, but it's also like you can't do too much
yeah,
with what they have. Like in reality, they've only got a couple weeks to rehearse together, and to set this show up. So,
if you see that
um,
that keyboard or that piano come on stage, you know what's coming.
yeah,
um,
but I would love to see it. I mean, I wouldn't mind. It's like I wouldn't mind any of it. Um, and then like I love like Hazy Eyes. They haven't teased that, and I'm like, ooh, am I not gonna hear Hazy Eyes?
yeah, yeah,
But I love it so much. And also when they put their beer out, I was like, why didn't you just call it Hazy Eyes? Because that's the obvious. It's a hazy IPA.
yeah, yeah.
But guys,
They'll do it. I'm sure they'll do it. They used to open up back in the day with Sleep Well Tonight, I think,
yeah,
because
see,
it was like he always hears those couple of chords at the start, and it was just a really good opener. But I'm curious what they're gonna open up with this time. I really am.
Charlie said he's gonna open with Paint Your Target, which
No.
I
Oh,
think it's a little bit like too much. But
yeah.
I mean, I'm excited.
I'll
I'm
prefer that
excited.
later, but okay, maybe you can start off with a bang.
But yeah, I mean, if like start as we are gonna continue, like it's the energy and the vibe. So I mean, I'm excited.
So am I can't wait. Like, there's like,
Everything's gonna be bigger.
it's gonna be so good. Like, I hope they play War Machine.
Oh, God, I would love that.
Lost Like Tears and
Oh my,
Rain.
yes, yes, I would love
Um,
all of them.
oh, just everything. I can't even think of any songs in the moment. Just every song they've ever released as a single, at least. Mercury Summer. How can I forget that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I like, or yeah, they just everything is so good, and that's the thing. Like, I love all of their songs, so no matter what. And I kind of, as much as I want to know what the set list is, and I keep teasing and asking, trying to ask various band members or like whatever, um, I don't want to know because I want to be surprised.
No,
I also just,
it is a good thing being
yeah,
surprised, but I get you. You want to be prepared for the song that's coming up.
yeah.
I do that
But
gigs
they're
all the time. I always spoil the set list if there's been a day before to find out what they're playing, so I know what's coming. I just do it all the time.
yeah. But again, because pre-busted, I usually go and see bands that have such a crazy, huge back catalog that you never like. You kind of know what songs they're gonna play, but like
They change it.
there's always 6 or 7, like with Hanson, like there's always 6, 7, 8 songs that like you just don't know.
Yeah.
And it could be one of these like 40 songs. So you just don't know. Even if they've like narrowed it down to an era or a time period or like a vibe, you still don't know.
No, 100%.
Um, so and I feel like Fight Star is more in that kind of genre, or is at least with this show, because there's just so much to draw from, and what are they gonna practice?
I know.
I mean, also, they might have gone in thinking about playing certain songs, and then in rehearsal, they're like, this is not working, bin it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because before they even started rehearsing, Charlie was like, yeah, we've nailed the set list. I was like, have you nailed the set list? Because you haven't even played in a room together in
Yeah.
6 years, 7 years, or however long it was.
Yeah.
But then, so when he said that he was going to open with Paint Your Target, like that was before they even sat down together and started playing.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that they're going to play that. That would be dumb if they didn't. But yeah. So and then Charlie again said that he was going to play Animal. So I'm excited to hear that.
What do you think this last song's gonna be? Panic Laughter, maybe. Mono, to soften it out a
Probably.
bit.
No, I
Yeah.
think Mono Last would be weird. I think it'll be their first
Single.
Alex Laughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I might agree with you. If they
I
open
think
up with Paint Your Target, then it's got to be that one. I can't remember what they used to end on back in the day. I really can't remember. I'm sure it was that. Or it might have been Death Car one time. I can't remember. It's been such a
I mean,
long time.
Deathcore would be kind of crazy too. That would be so fun.
Unless it was Death Car, then one song after that, and that was it. Oh, it's been so long. I just thought in my head there's loads of other songs like Waste a Moment, Build an Army.
Oh yeah, so Build an Army is another one that they're gonna definitely play. Charlie randomly said that he was gonna play Titan on. Did you see that clip? I forget who was interviewing him. But he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm excited to play Titan," but that's again off of Behind the Devil's Back.
Yeah.
So you're right. I think they're just gonna play that whole album. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at. I love that album.
Like I've heard it loads of times. I wouldn't say I know all the lyrics to every song, but I'm definitely sitting on that train on the way down London on Friday to listen to every single song, and I need to know these songs before I get there, 100%.
Yeah, I think that's kind of there's just gonna be moments where I'm just gonna be like crying and just not like understanding how it's happening and stuff, and I'm just excited to the other thing that I'm really excited for is like within this last year I've met so many cool people in the fandom and become friends with various people like yourself, and but from different parts of the fandom, so it's going to be fun to kind of piece together all of these different people that I've met through this really cool fun thing that I did last year.
Yeah, like
and
I've never met Dan before. Dan's going. Alicia's going, which I've never met before. Sam, I've never
You've never
met.
met Alicia yet?
No.
Why do you not? Okay,
Because
they're amazing.
I don't leave Newcastle very rarely.
Yeah, and I'm the only one that comes up and sees you.
Right?
Did they not come? They didn't come because they were at Bridlington.
Nope,
They didn't.
no.
Maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't continue on.
Michelle did, if you know who Michelle is.
Michelle did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Michelle
Yeah.
did. But they've never been up this way, so it'd be nice to see everybody. It really will. I can't wait.
That's exactly. You're gonna get to meet like a bunch of people, and like we're gonna have a vibe in the queue all day. Like it's gonna be so fun.
Yeah.
I like that's part of it as well. And like I've met like a bunch of other Charlie fans, and it's just like it's just gonna be a vibe. And then, I'm coming with my team, and like it's just like it's just gonna be such a vibe of like knowing like 25, 30 people
I know.
at this band that I've never seen before
I
that
know.
we all just love. And it's just like it's gonna be like a reunion, like it's gonna be like when I go and see Hanson and
Right.
seeing a million people that I know, but I've never actually seen come to see this band before. It's gonna be weird, but it's gonna be dope. I'm just so excited.
I can't wait, man.
Yeah, there's tons of people. Yeah.
I can't wait, and that's the thing. That's what I was saying to myself the other day. I was just like, it's just not just fight stars meeting people. It's just gonna be it's gonna be an awesome day, and I'll be gutted when it's
Yeah.
over, because if this is it, it won't be it. I don't think it will be, but if this is it for now, then yeah.
It'll be good. Like it'll be hopefully maybe they'll do something, or maybe they'll do some festivals. Like I was low key hoping that Download would be like, "Oh yeah, we're also having Fight Star on the Sunday." Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Cuz
Yeah.
Charlie did say he's like, "Well, I am staying the whole weekend." And I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, are you now?
Yeah.
Are you staying the whole weekend?"
I'm hoping to bump into Matt as well on Friday. Maybe I doubt it, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, cuz he's definitely come in. And then like Carl's come like their old
Yeah.
producer who just again is having like a killer time. I can't imagine Jordan not come in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just
Exactly.
different cool people.
It's mad. I've
Um
just thought there. I think I've seen, how many brothers has Charlie got? 2.
yeah,
I've
Will
seen
and Ed.
I've seen them both, because I saw Brigade at halfway there tour, and I
Hmm.
saw his other brother when he was in a band called, oh my god, please don't do this, Stu. I have a brain fart, because Prego, which was like he supported Fight Star years ago as well. So
Yeah.
I've seen the whole family.
Yeah, and I mean Will and Ed are gonna be there
Yeah, of course.
obviously.
Everyone will be there. Everyone will
Charlie's
be
parents.
there. Yeah, I can't wait, man.
Cute.
Can't wait. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm just gonna be excited to like just be in the pit and like go feral and like everyone, and also like I've got all the lions as well, so like seeing all of them again because I saw them last June, and that was a vibe. And just like knowing that all of those are like, because half of them are like Fight Star fans,
yeah,
like that they're Charlie fans. So I didn't see a lot of them on tour because they were they might have gone to one gig or whatever, but it wasn't
yeah.
their thing. But yeah, but everyone is coming to this because it's just like such a big deal.
It is. It is. Soon as
So
I
I'm so
announced it,
excited.
as soon as I announced I had to get that ticket and then get the accommodation, that travel sorted, because I'm not missing out. not this time round. It's the only gig I'm going this year so far. So
Oh,
hyped.
for sure. I'm so excited. The only gig so far? No, because you're going to Cubics.
I haven't
We've
officially,
decided.
but I need to go.
Yeah.
I can't miss out on one summer show. I've never seen a Busted on the summer show ever yet. So, yeah,
Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be fun. Outdoor shows are fun anyway, and they're a vibe.
yeah. I think
But
I was thinking about going to Scarborough show, because before they announced Cubics, but Cubics not far from me. So, yeah,
well,
I need
I'm
to go.
definitely probably gonna go to Scarborough show because it's Saturday.
Yeah, that's
So if it's on a weekend and no one else is playing,
yeah.
if Charlie Simpson's performing, I will probably be there.
Yep, and we get to see
Even
him
if
on.
he's touching buttons.
I love it. So we'll wrap it up there. It's been a good
Yeah.
conversation. I can't wait to see you on Friday and everyone else. I can't wait to finally see Fight Stuff.
I know, it's gonna be such a fun vibe. I can't wait.
I know.
And that hopefully it's the first of many
Hopefully.
random shows. Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? Anyway.
And there are tickets still available. There's a bunch
Yes.
of production tickets that
Of
came
course.
back out.
Of
So
course. Everyone, go buy them. They're trying to do it. They did a promo a few days, week ago or something like that. But if there's any,
They
still
did,
grab them.
yeah, but even so, yeah, there's, like, even on Twickets and stuff,
Yeah.
people are like, scalpers have re-released at face value their tickets, so go get them.
Get them.
Come see us at the pit.
You never
Come
know.
get Pharaoh.
It might be the last time. Doubt it, but
Let's
yeah.
all crowd surf. Let's all, get in the mosh pit. Oh my god, it's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, let's just not kill ourselves.
No, we're not. We just take some ibuprofen beforehand. Drink a lot of water. Look after yourselves.
Walk out with a broken leg. Oh, it's fine. I've had ibuprofen.
Oh my god. Can I just say, I went to go see Thrice the other day.
Right.
The amount of 42-year-olds that were crowd surfing and then had to be seen by medics because they twisted their ankles afterwards was like, it just made me feel so happy and just so nice.
That's
I was just
brilliant.
like, oh my god, we're just like, we're still vibing to the music that we liked when we were teenagers. And
Right.
then, it was funny. But also it was weird because I was like, oh my god, this is like the first gig in a really long time where I've not been the oldest person in the room because I love, Bring Me and
Yeah,
Bad
yeah.
Omens and stuff, and
Yeah.
those fans are real young.
Yeah.
And like even the Busted fandom is like about 10 years generally younger than me, because Hanson's fans are a little older.
Older, of course.
Because we were, mid 90s. It
Right.
was our induction. But yeah, like, oh, it was just so. It's gonna be such a good vibe.
Words
I'm
can't
so-
describe how excited you are. I can tell.
I know. I'm also worried it's gonna peak because I mean, do you want to know how many more gigs I have booked for this show? So I've been to 15 so far this year.
Don't know how you get the time or money.
And I've got 24 like hard booked, and then, but I'll probably add maybe 30 more to that.
Jesus, you're a busy woman.
I know, but just too many people are out right now, and I also keep like listening to more music, and I'm just
Stop.
like,
Stop
but also
listening to
this
new bands.
year, like, it's crazy, but it's also crazy, like things like Korn. Why are they playing again? But like, I have to go see them.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like that with Green Day. Every time they
It's all
announce a tour,
nostalgia.
I've got to see them. But this new one, I didn't get tickets to, and I've kind of regretted it now because they're going to celebrate 20 years of American Idiot and 30 years of Dookie.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard what's her name? Sorry. And it's like one of my favorite songs ever, and that's the only reason why I'm gutted because I haven't heard that song live yet, and it's sold out if I want to go to the London show on this Saturday. So, that's me though. I've seen them 4 times. I can't remember now, and every time I think
I'm
it's a
really
good idea.
glad
So
I didn't book a ticket for that London show because that's when Busted are playing Pub in the Park down the street from me. So I was like,
Yeah.
I would be, and I've seen Green Day like 4 times, but yeah. So I'll go and see I even go see tiny bands, but I live in London, so like when I say like I'm gonna add a bunch of shows, like I go on Dice and I 10-pound shows I go and see the up and coming metalcore bands, any kind of metalcore, anything. It's my vibe now. I love it.
that's cool.
So
That's cool.
yeah.
Anyway, it's nice talking to you.
Yes. So
Thanks for
FIGHTSTAR.
coming on.
Oh yes, and we didn't even talk about Twin Atlantic and Loathe.
Oh,
the whole show is amazing. Oh, I'm
know.
so excited.
How could we forget? I can't wait. Never seen them before, but I'm very excited. Very excited.
So I've never seen Loathe yet, but I'm really excited because again, they're like right in the vibe of the type of music that I listen to currently. Like my favorite kind of genre is that like metalcore type, sexy metal kind of genre. But then I love, and Twin Atlantic. The last time I saw them was they opened for 30 Seconds to Mars, and that's a whole other story, guys. I've seen that band 45 times, so it's not unique to me. It's not like I know you're like, oh my god, 24 times, how much time, what? But I'm like, no, this is normal. That's just how I do it. Yeah.
I wish I could live my life like that. I wish. It's just the money and traveling, and it always seems to, for me, like certain bands that I love so much. Don't answer to, and they're just, yep, they're not coming up here. I've got to travel. I've got to travel. But I can't
Mhm.
complain when you travel everywhere. So
Well, you have other hobbies though. You like Lego and all the other things behind you. So I don't
yeah,
do anything else. I just see music.
you
I
have,
just see bands.
you have to come see my band. And
Yeah.
we just do covers, but we do Year 3000. Trying to think of other
Oh,
songs.
that's fun. I'll definitely do it if you guys are up around any time that anyone's touring, and I'll maybe come up a night before you guys. Yeah, for sure. That
Yeah,
sounds so fun.
no, it's a good night. Especially if you get in a good venue that's like renowned for music, and everyone's up for a laugh, and they get rid of the tables, so it's just standing, so you have to dance or sing. But yeah, I'm a busy man on Saturdays too. I do music and stuff, so I can't get around much than I would like to. But it is what it is.
Well, hey, there you go.
I know. Um,
All right.
shall I put some links in the description bar for you? Anything you want to follow you on? Do you want to plug anything?
Well, I mean, I guess if anyone wants busted content, they can follow my Instagram.
Yeah,
There's a lot on there.
there's those little like
Um,
highlight videos
and,
everyone can check out.
Yeah, so if you want to see what their tour was like, I still have so much to catch up on. I think I've left off at Aberdeen, so I've still got about 20 more gigs to recap. So there's gonna be more busted content, but yeah, if you like live music or kind of London lifestyle type stuff, that's my Instagram, Slither Griffin.
Sliver Griffin. I love the name.
Yeah,
Yeah. But anyway, thank you for coming on, Christina. I appreciate it.
no worries.
I want to get other
And I
people
can't
on.
wait to see you.
I know, I can't wait to
Well,
see you. I want to get other
I
people
know.
on as well, but you were the main one I wanted. Got the idea because you just got all these stories, and you know that you're in the inn, you know everything, and your story, how fast you've got into everything as well.
It's just
So
how, like, I don't know how to do it any other way. It's
it,
just I can't,
scope.
because I
Go on.
remember when I told you, I was like, yeah, well, I really like FIGHTSTAR and even actually at that time, I still was kind of like, I'm a FIGHTSTAR fan, and also like I do like Busted, but I prefer FIGHTSTAR. And you were like, I'm sorry, you've already also
Yeah.
learned to like FIGHTSTAR too? Like
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
But yeah. And I think I was stood in this jumper as well
I know.
when I saw you.
You
Yeah.
were that
I wore it like the whole tour.
that jumper's forever famous for you now.
It is it's my jumper, and that's it.
To
Yeah.
go to. But anyway, that's it. Thanks everybody watching.
All right.
Check out Christina in the
Okay.
description bar below. Check all her Instagram, like she said. And yeah, looking forward to Friday. And that's it.
Yeah.
Peace.
Bye.